February's meetup. We have an agenda. Going to do a little bit of WordPress news, a couple of important things I want to get across, and then we've got a talk from Kaylee, who's going to talk about galleries and image optimization, and then we'll do our clinic, where we'll try and get people who've got WordPress problems that they need help with, match them up with somebody who can hopefully help with those problems. And then we've got a second talk from John Cooper, who's going to talk about real-world clients. Yes, so WordPress news. Just a few items that I've just grabbed at quickly this afternoon. So this one's key. Has everyone updated to 4.7.2? Please say you have. Don't tell me you haven't, because alas, this has broken the record. To the best of my knowledge, WordPress has not had a real externally exploitable security issue for several years. Most of the issues with WordPress have required at least some kind of logging. This one doesn't, and this has been major enough that they didn't actually tell anybody about it until a week after the release. I know somebody mentioned it on the mailing list as well, but yeah, it is being exploited in the wild. It does allow the bad people to modify the content of your posts and pages, and they've escalated beyond that. So as well as hundreds of thousands of modified pages that have been detected, there's no profit in that. So what's been happening now is that people they are looking for people who have plugins that execute PHP code from a post or a page, and therefore they can just execute any arbitrary PHP if they haven't upgraded and they're vulnerable to this issue. So it's super important that you've upgraded. The reality is it should have automatically upgraded anyway. You kind of have to go out of your way or be on a little bit of an odd hosting for it to not automatically upgrade. So that's something to be aware of, is that a minor update like this, 4.7.1 to 4.7.2, should be automatic. In fact, I found out about it when I received the first dozen emails from my WordPress sites telling me that they'd automatically updated. I then went online and manually updated several hundred more, or 100 more. So yeah, it does automatically update. So unless you've done something to stop that, or your hosting's a little bit odd, it should automatically update, but it's definitely worth checking. Related to that, and I got a support request from a customer about this, Google have been sending out emails to their Google Analytics or Webmaster Tools, or Search Console as it's called now, clients who run WordPress sites who, the last time they were scanned, were running an out-of-date version that was vulnerable to this issue. Unfortunately, if your site's not scanned regularly, these emails have been coming through ridiculously late. My client got his 2 weeks after I'd updated the site, and then the same day I got about another dozen for sites that had been updated 2 weeks prior. So those have been coming through, and it's great that Google are doing that, but it's a little bit disconcerting that somebody might have done that a fortnight ago and then get this email from Google thinking, oh no, there's some other issue. It's the same one, they're just a little bit out of date with it. On a similar vein, BlogVault, who are a company that do automatic backups of your site, a little bit like WordPress, if anybody's come across that from Automatic, and they got a security breach at their server end, which meant that they were able to infect some of the customers' sites, which is really, really bad. By nature of the fact that a backup solution needs to be able to restore onto your site, and therefore their BlogVault servers were able to write to people's sites, and so they managed to catch it before a lot happened. So there were a few, but it wasn't all, and no other information was lost as far as I know. Yeah, more than 20,000 sites it's active on. I did see a number. Did I see a number? there was another article that suggested that there were a few thousand were affected, but not all of their customers. So if you do use that service, just check your site and make sure it's not been corrupted in any way. And then here's another one, WP Supercache, been around for ages. A number of XSS vulnerabilities were discovered. In this case, it required a login, so it's not exploitable from the outside world, but that still doesn't mean it shouldn't be addressed. So again, if you're using that plugin, make sure to update it. Staying in the security vein, this I think is really heartening news. More than 50% of web traffic is now encrypted. That's according to, I think this was Firefox's users. Mozilla telemetry, which is basically users of Firefox who allow Firefox to report anonymous information about what they're viewing. More than 50% of page loads encrypted with HTTPS, which is great. It's really, really accelerating. Last month, Chrome, new version of Chrome came out, which now marks pages that have a login form or a password field as insecure if they're not running over HTTPS. So up in the browser bar here, where this says HTTPS, although it looks like it's mixed content because I haven't got green, it actually says not secure if there's a password field on the screen. So that will happen on your WordPress login, or if you've got the login form on the front end, it will happen there as well. I'm not sure if it happens on all forms, but it may well do, because any form could be used to transmit personal information. So a contact form, for example, it's got a phone number field. So it feels harsh, but I think it's the right thing to do. We all need to be using secure transport. It's easy to do with your right hosting, or if you host yourself, it's relatively easy to do. For basic sites, it doesn't cost anything at all. Let's Encrypt now provide free certificates, and a lot of good hosting companies will give you just a button to press that will make your site HTTPS, which is really, really useful. So that's good. That's coming along. I thought this was useful. This was interesting. OS training partners have partnered with GoDaddy and launched a free WordPress beginner course on YouTube. So it's free to everybody, even though they're working with GoDaddy. So it's not just GoDaddy customers. Has anybody had a look at that, heard of that and had a look at it? Any good?
If you're an absolute beginner, yes. It's on par with the 101 course.
Okay.
But if you're anybody in this room and you've spent any time on WordPress, you're going to be doing a lot of skipping.
Okay.
Very American.
Okay. One of those accents. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, it's a possibility. It's clearly professionally organised, and more of this stuff is good as long as the quality's half decent. And then just one that caught my eye, because I've had to work a little bit with Elasticsearch in the last couple of weeks. 10up, which is a major agency in the States, big WordPress people, have put a software as a service, Elastic Press. So basically Elasticsearch, which is for larger scale WordPress sites, so it's a much better, faster index search for your WordPress site on multiple WordPress sites, and it handles multi-site as well. But it requires you to run a whole bunch of other software, potentially on another server if it's big enough. But now they're doing it as an external service for starting at $299 a month. So it's not for everyone, certainly not for me. None of my sites are that big. But if you need that, it's definitely something to look at, because Elastic Press is quite good. I think, do Automatic use Elastic Press for their search on WordPress.com?
They use Elasticsearch, but they don't use Elastic Press.
No, because this is brand new anyway. But the same technology behind it, though, isn't it?
I think Elastic Press is support for a plugin that another company made, which is support from what's used on WordPress.com VIP.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's my brief WordPress news. WordCamp London is next month, March the 17th to the 19th. 18th to the 20th, around then, 17th to 19th, probably. Still got tickets available, or they had last time I looked, or when I bought mine, I should say, on Monday. So if you're looking for a WordPress conference, definitely one to check out. I've been for a couple of years in a row now, and it's really, really good. They put an awful lot of effort into making it a good experience. So definitely worth looking out for. I think WordCamp Brighton has just been announced, not Brighton.
Bristol.
Bristol, thank you. B, somewhere down there. South of the border. Yeah, so WordCamp Bristol's just announced. I don't think they've got tickets on sale yet, have they?
I think it's coming up in May.
The tickets are already on sale.
Oh, right, okay.
And they're looking for speakers. So
Okay.
Who wants to speak there? You've got till the 14th of April, which, given that the WordCamp is in like May,
Okay.
pushing it time.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, definitely. And then later this year we've got WordCamp Manchester, which I know is in the throes of being organised. You lot were looking for. You've done your speakers now. You've got your speaker applications in. Is that right?
Manchester? No,
No.
very early days.
Oh, is it? Okay, so yeah. But
Yeah, we don't have dates yet. but
oh, right. Okay.
things.
So, but it's on its way. Keep your ears open, as it were.
Later end of the year. But
Right, cool. Okay, so that's me done. Anybody got any questions on any of the stuff I've just briefly touched on there?